Hey guys, Hfmasters here, today doing another LEGO Ninjago Legacy review. This time it is on the 70665 Samurai Mech. This set comes with 154 pieces and 3 minifigures. On the side of the box we have a picture of Samurai X, and then on the back we just have all of the functions. So here is the Samurai Mech fully built, and the first thing I gotta say about this is a pretty small thing. Now, for comparison, I have just a generic Next Knight battlesuit here, and you can see it is definitely taller, but it isn't like that much taller. It's like one minifigure head taller, which there's the kind of $5 increase, I guess, in terms of height. So you can kind of see what they're going with there in terms of height and what you're getting in that aspect. But as a actual mech, this is a pretty solid thing. It has articulation literally everywhere. It's really good with articulation. So in the legs, the feet, they go everywhere. Up, down, 360, whatever you want. Legs, they do the same thing. They're great. You can do whatever you need. There are these two little flaps over here which are adjustable. It's just something carried over from the original one. But there's a lot of good things going on there. You can really get poses and all that stuff. There really isn't much like you're not going to be able to do here in terms of articulation for the legs. The arms are the same deal. Goes literally everywhere. Just move them across, reach around. You can do everything you could possibly want to do in terms of articulation. But in terms of functions, there isn't really much that this set is going to be offering you. You have two stud shooters on the front, and obviously just push it down and they fire off. Very simple, very easy. It's just how it is. This set also does have a small little sword, just like the original one, so you can always get that little battling aspect going around. You can swing it around. There's just a lot of small little things you can do there. But obviously, the main thing that this set does, which is, super crazy, you can open the cockpit, oh my gosh, and you can take Nia out and, get the better look at her, which we'll do later. Just a small opening cockpit. It's nothing too crazy. But I will give them this. This is a very small thing, but there's tons of detail. There's a sticker right here which really helps kind of exemplify the detail going on there. They have brick build details like right up here on the legs and on the bottom. They use these little chisel pieces to give it more detail. There's a lot of small things they do here, and they also have some stickers up here on these little flaps which are also kind of adjustable, but that isn't really anything that matters that much. But then also on the back there is a flag which is once again adjustable, so you can move that around. Also here on the very back of the mech, there isn't really anything there. It's just kind of detailed, but nothing crazy. But that's really it for the mech. Now, all 3 of the minifigures in this set are exclusive. However, I don't think this is an entirely great minifigure section. Now, Samurai X is really nice. They've done a lot of great things here. I really like how they've done this figure. And actually, surprisingly, they have some great printing on the actual underneath torso and the legs. Even though that's mostly covered up, it's all a lot of great stuff, and there are some alternate faces. Samurai X is just a really good minifigure. But Knuckle and Crunksha, those two are kind of strange. So starting off with Knuckle here, he has a lot of the same problems. The main thing here is obviously, like with Whiplash, they made a new mold for the head, but because of it, you can't put the armor on the minifigure, and so it just kind of looks a little bit awkward. And obviously you can see with the original Knuckle, you can see the drastic changes they've made. Now, it's not terrible, but it just kind of looks weird, but overall it's still fine. I do still like the head mold that they made for the skulls. I just think it would have been better off making it bigger so they could get some more armor, so it would look a little bit less awkward. Now, Knuckle, you can tell it's very much the same thing. The only difference here is that he does have a different print, which I think looks nice, and then he has the giant mohawk, which was meant to represent the little spikes he had on the original, and I think it looks pretty good. I think they might have gone a little bit overboard on the mohawk, but I think it's a good representation, and he also does have that little skull axe, which is a nice little detail. But overall, Samurai X is really nice, but just those two are kind of disappointing. So here's the thing with this set. This set, when compared to the original, is very much a downgrade. However, when you just look at it as its own standalone thing, and you don't really think about it as just being, the original Samurai Mech, you just think of it as a smaller version of it, which is what it is. This is a really nice mech. You get pretty much every articulation you could want. There's so much posability. You can have pretty much any pose. There's no real issues with the mech. Now, I do wish they would have done a little bit more in terms of play features. I think the two stud shooters are not really as good as you really would want because they aren't really angular. You can only have them facing in one direction. They're always kind of pointing up, so it's really hard to even try to shoot something with them in terms of like something that isn't flying. Like if you just want to attack your skeletons, you gotta kind of bend it down, and it's kind of awkward, but it still works. It's still fine. The only thing here is just when you compare it to the original one, it's just so much smaller and just so much less cool looking for a lot of people. But like I said, just as an overall set, this is really nice, and as an own standalone mech, it's really, really good. But that is it. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time, this is Hfmasters saying goodbye.